Hello, Kentucky. Will this year be a championship or a bust? Bilas believes this Kentucky team has the talent to make noise. How about that? Let's analyze the Wildcats' latest developments. There's no middle ground at Kentucky, where the pressure is as palpable as the fans' passion. And now, with Mark Pope at the helm, Kentucky basketball seems poised to write a new chapter in its century-old history. Last season brought a peculiar mix of frustration and hope. Despite falling short of the loftiest goals, like the Sweet 16 or the Final Four, the Wildcats prove they have something special. They won 8 games against opponents ranked among the top 15 in the country, a remarkable feat. Among those victories were some big names, including 2 teams that reached the Final Four and the national champion itself. Considering the team faced a serious injury problem throughout the season, it's hard not to imagine what could have been accomplished with a healthy team. Bilas, one of college basketball's leading analysts and a respected voice on ESPN, shares this curiosity. In an interview with KSR's Sources Say podcast, Bilas was emphatic in recognizing the latent potential of this roster. "I would have loved to have seen what a healthy Kentucky team could have done," he said, without ignoring the reality that the Wildcats might not have been better than the 4-1 seeds that competed in the Final Four. However, Bilas points out something crucial. Even in the face of adversity, the team's performance exceeded his initial expectations. This resilience, combined with the raw talent that has always characterized Kentucky, promises to be amplified this new season. With Mark Pope finally finding his groove as head coach, the program has not only retained key players but also added depth to the roster. Players like Otega Oweh, Brandon Garrison, Colin Chandler, and Trent Noah are back, ready to prove that the future is now. This continuity is vital for a team striving to be the best. But what's truly remarkable at this point is how Pope has managed the transition. He knows that at Kentucky, it's not enough to just compete, you have to win. And that's not just a matter of results, but of mindset. From his playing days to his rise to coaching, Pope has demonstrated a unique understanding of what it means to wear the blue and white uniform. He understands that the obsession with winning isn't just an external expectation, but an internal responsibility shared by everyone within the program. For Bilas, this collective mentality is precisely what makes Kentucky so dangerous this season. If they stay healthy and mature like last year's team, this team has the talent to make some noise, he said. While it's too early to place them on the same level as giants like Houston, Duke, or Purdue, the analyst believes the Wildcats can surprise many critics. After all, the experience gained from last season should serve as a foundation for what's to come. While the ceiling seems infinitely high, the Southeastern Conference, already known for its brutal competitiveness, promises to be even more challenging. In 2024-25, teams like Tennessee, Arkansas, and Auburn will continue to fight for a spot at the top. But Kentucky will always be Kentucky. BBN fans, renowned for their passionate loyalty, also have reason to dream big. Despite missing out on a national title last season, Bilas emphasized that the journey itself was a source of pride. "It was a joyful year and a lot of fun to watch and be a part of," he said, acknowledging that not everything in basketball can be measured solely by the ultimate trophy, for a fan base that lives for the next championship. Acknowledging this sentiment is a clear sign that something special is happening in Lexington as we look to the future. It's clear that Kentucky basketball is building something lasting. What matters, however, is that Kentucky is positioned to make noise, a lot of noise. And speaking of football, with 2025 just around the corner, there's a clear sense of urgency and also hope inside Kentucky's facilities. After all, 2024 was a tough one. It's as if the team is about to rewrite its narrative, turning recent losses into valuable lessons for the future. The abrupt drop in run defense efficiency especially in the final 5 games of the previous season, was a hard blow to the Wildcats. Teams like Auburn and Louisville exposed alarming weaknesses, accumulating over 300 rushing yards each. Even Texas, with a minimalist strategy in the fourth quarter, found enough space to seal its victory without needing to throw a single pass. The defensive line, once an insurmountable wall, seemed to have lost its identity. For a program that had built its reputation in previous years on a solid defense, these numbers were a shock. Allowing 16 rushing touchdowns in the final games alone contrasted sharply with the 2021 and 2022 seasons, when the total limit remained the same throughout the entire campaign. But football is a cyclical sport, and Kentucky seems determined to break this negative cycle. Under defensive coordinator Brad White, the team is seeking to recapture its physical and aggressive DNA. White has been emphatic in emphasizing that the program's philosophy needs to return to its roots. A defense runs the ball with passion, plays with brute force, and commands respect from opponents. This message has been internalized by the players, many of whom are aware of the weight of their responsibilities. "Don't underestimate us," said veteran safety Ty Bryant, reflecting the combative spirit that permeates the group. "We're going to show that we're fast, physical, and relentless." The rebuilding of the rushing defense begins with significant changes to the roster. The offseason brought a veritable revolution, with 50 new players arriving to bolster the team. Among them are key players like David Gusta, a transfer from Washington State, and Mikewise Humphrey Grace, a transfer from South Dakota. Both bring with them a proof-of-concept mentality, ready to demonstrate they can restore the defense's ability to intimidate opponents. Gusta, in particular, expressed a burning desire to reset the outside perception of the group. "I want to go out there, prove to them that we can stop the run defense this year, that we're tough, that we're disciplined." His words echo like a mantra repeated daily at practice. This mix of resilient veterans and new talent eager to make their mark creates a vibrant environment within the program. While some players who were part of last year's struggling defense remain, there is a clear awareness of the role they played in recent struggles. They now have a chance to redeem themselves by correcting the mistakes that allowed opposing teams to exploit holes in their structure. Sam Green, a transfer from USC Edge, sums up this new approach well. Attack, attack, attack. Attack, attack. The idea is simple, yet powerful. A defense that constantly advances puts pressure on the opponent, creating uncertainty and limiting their offensive options. And speaking of Stoops, he knows that the ground defense is the beating heart of any competitive team, and his commitment to restoring this vital component is evident in every decision made this offseason. The next few months promise to be a decisive test for Kentucky. With opponents already planning to exploit the vulnerabilities exposed last year, the pressure will be intense in the first few weeks of the 2025 season. When the Wildcats take the field this season, they will be carrying one word with them: overcoming. Share your thoughts.